Hi everyone, welcome to today's live reading. I'm waiting for a few people to join. Hi Amber Gebara, welcome, thank you for joining. Anyone who doesn't know me, I'm Antje Roggemann. I'm a medium and a trauma healer. I offer healing sessions, I offer Reiki attunements and readings, and also mediumship readings. And today I'm going to do a reading for everyone. So no personal readings. This is a reading for the collective, for everyone who sees this. Hi Amiak82, thank you for joining. So let's get right into it, asking what the angels want you to know. You might know that today Pisces season has started. Tomorrow we have a Pisces new moon, or on Monday, depending on where you are. In Europe, it's on Monday. So new energies coming in, and you can work with them. So let's see what the angels want us to know about. Hi Marcella, thank you for joining. Hi Adrienne, thank you for joining. So what do the angels want you to know, want all of us to know? How to work with the energies, what's important right now with the start of Pisces season and the Pisces new moon that's coming up. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely very fitting. I already had that happen. So, sanctity. This is saying through offering, even the most mundane problem can become a sacrament. Offering means giving it to the divine, letting it go, handing it over. And that's exactly what this is about. It's about letting go what wants to go and letting come what wants to come. It's not necessarily your choice. I just experienced that today. And in the past week, to be honest, already, that it's another letting go. Pisces season is also the last season of the zodiac. So it's the last. It's an ending, a completion in the coming weeks, until the zodiac starts again. So completing things and letting go what wants to go. That can be physical stuff, that can be people, but often it's also just like fears or attachments. And whatever it is that doesn't manifest right now, that doesn't come through, take it, give it to God. I give this to you, please make me open, show me the right actions. If there's nothing I can do right now, please let me be okay with it and make clear what I need to learn. Handing it over. Yes, Marcella is saying, let go, let God. Yeah, true. Just let go. You are always safe, and we often have to learn that. Marcella is saying, been happening for months. Yeah. We are completing a karmic release cycle. Same like Saturn in Aquarius for the past 2.5 years. That phase is coming to an end at the beginning of March. Saturn is moving into Pisces, 2.5 years, where it's about peace, inner peace, spirituality for all of us. And the karmic release of the past 2.5 years is right now coming to an end. So when you're saying been happening for months, the letting go, for me too, it's finishing. We are finishing a cycle of karmic release right now. And that has been happening for the past 2.5 years. And for some, it may have been happening longer. For me, I've been releasing old karma and trauma for the past 15 or 20 years, yeah. There's all sorts of different cycles that we are in. Marcella is saying, really, to be honest, past 12 years for me. Yeah, we are like woven into, we are part of the cosmos, so there's all sorts of cycles we are part of, and then there's the cycles that are in our own life and scripted into our own life for us, that we basically decided upon before incarnating. So there's all sorts of cycles happening all the time for us, parallel. So what else? Okay. It's literally the same. That's just literally the same. Detachment. With detachment. Okay, Adrienne is saying 20 years. Yeah, for me too, Adrienne. For me it's more 20 years than, yeah. With detachment. Hi Kirsten, thank you for joining. With detachment, you finally feel whole inside, with or without the fulfillment of a particular desire. Ironically, that's often when it's fulfilled. Hi John Michael, thank you for joining. So this is about letting go again, letting go of what you want, of what you wish for in your life, in the sense of don't attach to it, don't attach your own timing to it, don't grab it. Hi Jeanette, hi Daniela, thank you for joining. Again, give it to God, let it go, hand it over, and then ask for guidance and follow the steps. All big achievements usually don't happen just overnight. They are years of working on them and working for them. And our ego mind often has ideas about, I want this exactly at that point of time. I want this exactly that way. That's actually very limiting. I often say, go for the feeling state. Like how do you want to feel? Why do you want a certain thing? What feeling do you associate it with it? Like, I want money. People often want money to feel safe. Well, you have to feel safe to get money. Money will not bring you the feeling of safety. To the contrary, for most people, it totally does not. If you don't feel safe, the reason is not having money. It's some kind of trauma from the past. That needs to be addressed. So go for feeling states and detach from outcomes. Like, let them go. Follow the flow. We're in Pisces season. Follow the flow. Let go. That's exactly what the energy we are moving in today. Follow the flow and let it go. What else? Hi Blue. Thank you for joining Blue Lotus Academy and Irani Meher. Marcella is saying exactly. So let's see what else we have. Beautiful, thank you. You're welcome. So the next one is vulnerability and freedom. We are being called to be more vulnerable and showing more of ourselves, even more than in the past, in the coming years. People like us, like the people who've been going through these transformation processes and release processes for a long time already. Hi, Ms. Sarah Violet, thank you for joining. We are at the point right now that we can help others. And that's why I always say I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you release your trauma. I can give you guidance through personal readings. I can connect to your ancestors, to your loved ones in spirit with mediumship readings. I can give you Reiki attunements to empower you to work with energy healing. All of you have abilities and things that you've learned on your own journey that you can share with others and help them that way. But what often comes up is a fear to open yourself up, a fear to be seen, a fear to be vulnerable. That's a trauma usually from past lives of being burned at the stakes. Yes, we are still healing that, and I've just realized we will still be doing that for quite some time. Hi Matt Harris, thank you for joining. Hi Saiful Ajan, thank you for joining. But being open also brings the people to us that are our community, our soul family. And it also gives us freedom. Freedom is something we have to find like inside. We have to free ourselves from all the old trauma, the old conditioning, the rules that are put upon us by parents, family, society. And speak our truth and be open, be vulnerable, share our experiences, and by doing so, attract the people who resonate with us. What else do we need to know? Yeah. There's a sacred plan and we are all part of it. In fact, everyone on this planet is part of it. Every human being, every animal, every plant, every tree, every water, anything, all of it, the whole universe, all planets, the whole solar system. There's one sacred plan for all of it, and there's one sacred plan, divine plan for you and your life on this planet, as well as like for everyone individually. So remember that anything you do is important, not just for yourself, but for the whole. Any step of healing you take is a step of healing for you, for your family, for all the family lines and ancestors that have come before you, for the whole of humanity, for the whole of Earth, for the whole solar system, for the whole universe. You're not just doing that for yourself. It's all energy and we are all connected. You are connected to everyone and everything. Not just on this planet, also in the whole universe, in the galaxy. Hi, Honestly West, thank you for joining. So, if you feel like you don't know where to go right now, or you don't know where it's going for you, or you don't know what to do, remember that there's a divine plan. Hi, Christine, thank you for joining. Remember that, hi, Kat, thank you for joining. Remember there's a divine plan for your life and that you are part of a whole divine plan for everyone. And ask for guidance. Your guardian angels, Archangel Metatron, your higher self, know your plan. Your ego might not remember, that's often the case, but your spirit team knows and can guide you. Now, they are not going to give you a whole to-do list because that's not the way spirit guidance works. Hi, ERMDDS, thank you for joining. Hi, Swartz23, thank you for joining. You always ask for the next step that you can take. What do I do now? What's my next step? And then you take it and follow the body impulses. Don't get in the mind because the mind is out of the body. Guidance often, especially if you're not used to it yet, comes through body impulses. So you follow the impulse you're getting and move to whatever you're meant to be doing. If you're clairaudient, you might hear something. Like for me, if I ask for guidance, At the moment, I often hear from Archangel Michael, just chill. That was different in the past 6 years. I've been working like crazy in those past years. So now I'm getting to hear more often than not, just chill. Trust me, it's challenging. So trust that you will always be guided to what you can do right now in your life. If your ego goes into fear, then you're just too much out there somewhere else. I had that today, and I just got reminded to come back to myself, do my work, which I'm doing right now, and don't go too much out there, listening too much to others, and then lose myself in other people's predictions or teachings or whatever, and find it irritating or confusing. If you have that, come back to yourself and ground yourself and ask, what can I do right now? Because you are important. Each one of you is important. So remember that. What else? Thank you for the hearts and the smileys, the cat, and the cat smiley. I love that. Reminds me of my cats in heaven. Who still show up for me. So what else? What else? So, and if any one of you wants a personal reading for the new moon tomorrow, or in general, any kind of topic, you can always book a reading for me. Yeah, Kat, I always see that as a sign, and usually signs also come through people like you and anyone else. So if love cats and doggies, both my cats and my dog are in the spirit world and manage to show up like all sorts of ways. It's pretty amazing. Blows my mind how they do it. Hi Tifnut Zenit Galaxy, thank you for joining. So again, if you want a personal reading, you can book a personal reading from me. I do email readings, and I also do personal live readings, which are an hour long, and we do them live online. I also offer mediumship readings, connecting to your loved ones in spirit, whether that's an animal or people. Spirits that have been people, to be correct. Harmony and resolution. That's already going towards the energies we're moving into in March. And I've been reminded of that often in the past weeks. We are moving into times of more inner peace and spirituality. And Marcella is saying, love your smile, such a beautiful, kind soul. Thank you so much, Marcella. That's really nice of you. Thank you. Means a lot. Hi, Arfan Khan. Thank you for joining. And thank you for sharing my book all the time, Marcella. So we are moving into a time where we are supported with energies that actually are supporting more peace and harmony and resolution. And we are also being called to bring that forward. So I've seen several people I know offering or wanting to create a meditation for peace. I've been guided to do in the coming months a Reiki healing online for peace together with other people. I need to plan that. It's not official yet. Marcella is saying, welcome, it's my pleasure. You helped me so much with the book helped me so much with my gifts. and speaking with my archangels and spirit guides. Now I don't have it here. I'll get it from. So, in case someone doesn't know what we're actually talking about, this is my book, Is It Cool to Be an Angel? And Marcella is one of my followers and readers who often shares that in her own stories and feed. And then I reshare the stories because I love it. And also her dog loves the book, apparently. So if you want to learn about angels, archangels, and guardian angels, I can recommend that. It's not a big one, but there's 33 interviews with angels and archangels, and they tell you why they are here and how they can help you in your life. So for the future, we are moving into an energy, or the time right now. We are in a completely new time. Everything is going to change in the coming years. Make sure to make decisions from your heart, and there's always a choice between fear and love. Make sure to make it from love, and come from inner peace. If there's something that's upsetting you, breathe, step back, look at the trigger, resolve that, don't react, respond. We can change the energy. Your energy changes the energy around you. Marcella is saying, for years been following, he does love the book, her dog, yeah. Thank you for the thank yous, Adrienne. Kat is saying, yes, can be felt. Hi, Ali. Thank you for joining. Hi, Emmy. Thank you for joining. So, harmony and resolution, we are part of that. We are contributing to that. As I said before, whatever you do, every single step you take is not just a step for yourself and your family and your ancestors, also for the whole world, for the whole universe. And bringing the energy of peace and inner peace into this world is something that you can do. Getting out of the fear states, not joining into fear and anger and resentment. If you have that coming up, feel it and release it. That's the responsibility you have. Don't throw it at someone. Throw it on paper. Scream it out in the woods, but don't throw it at a person. I know there's still people out there who do that. Not everyone is at the same point of development. So, hi Elizabeth, thank you for joining. Remember that. We all have different time frames and time plans for our development. Not everyone is at the same step of development where you are. Marcella is saying, love that, throw it a paper. Yeah, you may have heard of, I often say that, morning pages. Get up, take a paper and pen and just write out. Like, empty your mind. It's not something to keep. Empty your mind on the paper until nothing more comes, and then burn it or throw it away. If you need to release, you can also do that during the day. Just write it down, burn it. Elizabeth is saying, oh, hello, so happy to see you. Same. Marcella has been doing that. Hi, Julie. Thank you for joining. Time for me to go scream it out in nature. Yeah, do that. Stomp your feet on the ground, whatever. Doesn't matter. Just don't let it out towards people, because then you just start a cycle again. And we are the ones who are ending the toxic cycles. Bringing harmony and resolution. One more. I need some water. Oh yeah. I like it a lot, Marcella's saying. So, angel for courage and perseverance. Yes. I courageously accept my life with all its challenges, with all its consequences. Kat is saying, I feel like I don't know where I'm going. Yeah. I've had several people tell me that. Like, come back to yourself, ask for the next step. If you want help, you can also book a reading with me or a healing session. And we see what we get as guidance, because sometimes it's helpful. I often say that to get someone from the outside to give you guidance, move away old energies, and channel guidance from the angels, because you blocking yourself. I do that too. Like, I also have people I work with when I feel I need someone else to help me clean up and release something. Because we can't do it all alone. That's not. Doing it alone is an old trauma symptom. Because trauma was created because you were alone, or because an ancestor was alone and you inherited that trauma. So to heal trauma, that's something you have to step over first, is to not try to do it alone, because you can't. Especially in case of trauma, you cannot do and release it on your own. You need someone else. And every healer, that's something else I've been hearing from Ingrid Auer, who channels these angel symbols for a long time, is healers who don't go their own healing journey, who don't go through their own healing, become ineffective in helping. And I've experienced in the past years that I can only help heal and release the things in people that I've already healed and released in myself. What I still carry, I can't see in others. Marcella is saying, I agree, I don't do it alone anymore. Well done. And angel for courage and perseverance. Yes, we need courage to accept our life with all its challenges and consequences. It is challenging, but I've also just realized today by watching all sorts of rescue stories and things like that, and like abused dogs overcoming the abuse and just being a happy dog again. And I realized, like, it seems to be kind of the experience why we come to Earth, like working through stuff and having courage, persevering, and then achieving it, having the success, being happy again after trauma. Marcella is saying, allowing practicing. It's a huge practice for me. Hi, Jacqueline. Thank you for joining. Yes. Allowing help, accepting help, and persevering. I often get cards that tell me perseverance and patience. I've got several spirit animals like tiger, lion, Gepard, I think, who are all about the energy of patience and perseverance. So that's a big thing. And courage doesn't mean you don't have fear. If there is fear, it's you do it with fear. There's a little girl on Instagram, I think she's 6 in the meantime, doing skateboarding with her parents. She started at maybe like 1 or even below. And she at some point taught her mother something that she had just learned. And she said, Mom, if you're scared, do it scared. And I was like, wow. So if you're scared, do it scared. Because you learn, you can do it. You will never get anything presented to you in life that you can't deal with or you can't handle, either on your own or with help. Sometimes we are being pushed to ask for help. Sometimes something happens that like crashes everything and you have to ask for help. that's okay. It's teaching you to ask for help, especially when you've been doing it all alone. But if you're scared, do it scared. And I love that. I always remember it. Yeah. So, courage, perseverance. It doesn't happen overnight. It's something that we have to work on. That's our life, our intentions, and also the overall situation in the countries we are living in, on the planet. It is getting better. Archangel Michael has been saying in the past, it's all working itself out, even without your intervention. Always something to remember. Because the ego can get very involved. So step back. Emmy is saying, I always forget to ask for help. Yeah. Even I do that. But that's something to like train yourself. I always say it's spiritual training. Someone said it's light work. That's why it's called light worker, not light chiller. So that's something you have to train yourself. Yeah, you have to literally notice when you get stuck in your mind, because in your mind you're actually out of your body, and for guidance to come through you have to be in your body. When you're stuck in your mind, easiest thing to do is just say stop, and you can even use the hand as your stop signal. And then you say, you can use the energy clearing prayer. I think I'll have to share that. It's somewhere in my feed. I'm going to share it again with Archangel Michael. And then ask, what's my next step? Ask Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, your guardian angels, what's my next step? Guidance, please. Sometimes I just say guidance, please. It's a retraining yourself. Marcella, lots of laughter smileys, like your humor. Thank you. Kat is asking what takes us to the mind. It's often a trigger that brings up old trauma and kicks you out of the body. Actually, from my perspective and my perception, most people are actually out of their bodies and not in their bodies. That's why the world is still like it is, and all the war and stuff like that. That is old trauma. That's acting out of old trauma, and most of these people are not in their bodies. What takes us out is usually a trigger, and it takes practice as well and training to actually notice that, because they can be very minimal and then they kick you out of the body. And most people don't even know that being in the mind basically means not being in the body. So that's also something that we actually need to learn. And then there's different ways that you can come back. I mean, there's 1,000 different things, but naming 10 things that are around you physically is something that can ground you. We can also do healing sessions and release trauma. That's also, I do that with the angel symbols, with my energy field as well, which is a clearing field. You can walk barefoot, you can cook something. You always need to find out what works for you and find different things. And of course also looking for the trigger, what was the feeling that took you out of the body, and asking where that comes from and releasing it. So that was a lot. Yeah, but I think that's one more. Okay, interesting. One more. Hi, Moni MC33. Thank you for joining. You're welcome. Oh, yep. And another reminder of take a step back. So if something takes you out, all right, that's another one. Kat is saying, is feeling the body bringing us back sometimes, but it can also be a sign when you get out of it that to take a step back. That's what this refers to right now. That you need to take a step back because you're involved in something or too much out there that doesn't require your intervention. But often people think, oh, they need to do all sorts of things, rescue work and healing work and blah, 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 to save the world. You are not here to save the world. No one needs to save the world. The world doesn't need to be saved. So take a step back if something has kicked you out. That's something we also need to learn. Taking a step back. And sometimes what people also, like, clients that come to me are often out of their body because they have experienced something in the past, inherited trauma, childhood trauma, that kicked them out of the body. So usually the first thing I do is release that trauma to bring them back into the body. And sometimes that takes several sessions, but often usually the biggest trauma, which can also be a physical one or sexual abuse, which is something coming up often in the first session, when that's being released, you're moving back into your body. Because the problem is that if there's trauma in your body, it's uncomfortable to be in there, so you don't even want to go in there. That's something I experienced when I went through my trauma healing. I did that with a naturopath and an osteopath and body trauma therapist. Often when something got released, when a trauma got released from my body, I could literally feel that after the session, I would move into the body deeper. It's also a process. It's often not just something that you can just do like this and on your own. Because like it felt like I could actually now be in there. It became more and more comfortable. And the more trauma that got released, the better my connection to the spirit world got as well. Because the trauma is kind of like a bumper and blocks the connection. Releasing the trauma is often a process. It's not just one session. For me, it was a few years to get that out. Marcella is saying, still doing it, such a process. It is a process. Thank you for sharing. You're welcome. It's a process. It's like, I always had the feeling, as long as the trauma is in the body, it's really uncomfortable to be there, and I didn't even want it or didn't even get in there because it was all cramped with pain and trauma. And the more that got moved out, the more I moved in, and the more I grounded in the body. So that's a process. And if there's trauma, you will likely not manage to do it on your own. I never did. For that, you need help. So, remind yourself, if anything happens, take a step back. And that is it for today. So, if anyone wants to work with me, let me know. You can message me. All information is also on my website. Links are in my bio. There's also a lot of information in my highlights. Jacqueline is saying, needed to hear this now. I step back. Sometimes you get a better view or another point of view. Yes. Sometimes there's also an exercise that I've learned that from Colette Baron-Reid, I think, getting on your bird. Just imagine some kind of bird, getting on it, and then let that bird or dragon take you up into the sky, and then look at the problem or your life and the planet from high up into the sky. What do you think you see? You're not going to see the problem anymore. So it looks very different. And sometimes these exercises can help you to get out of what you've gotten into with the mind, actually. So yeah, a few things to try. And if you want to work with me, just let me know. thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the hearts and the thank yous. It wouldn't make sense for me to be here if you wouldn't be here. So thank you everyone. I really appreciate you being here. And see you next time. Bye.